going. I'm here to do the reading for the week of April 12th. Now, the news this week in terms of planetary movements is that Mercury moves into Aries next Thursday, this upcoming Thursday on the 18th. And then we have a full moon in Aries on April 19th. So I'll be doing a special full moon reading just for that one. And maybe also looking back at the 3 moons that we had over this Aries season as kind of a predictor of the lunar energy for us for the year. So now I'm going to do the week of April 12th, please, for my friends in Aries. So that shift in Mercury from Pisces to Aries is going to be very noticeable, especially because Mercury has been in Pisces for so long, and conjuncting Neptune. You know, it's just been a really heavy time for thoughts. We can lose ourselves in Pisces. And so when you come out of that water and into the fire, you know, water, fire's vapor. So you're going to dry off, but there's a moment when things may be a little bit hot. So for those of you who tend to be hot-headed by nature, look out on the Thursday because we'll have an extra dose of fire. And actually that comes, I'll take it. Yes. Interesting. Quest. So just keep an eye on your temper on Thursday. Keep an eye on your sort of reckless thinking, like jumping into ideas or let's do it, like fuck it, let's do it kind of energy. Still take things slow. You want to make sure you think things through, but I know it will certainly feel like a vacation compared to the thought processes we've been having for the last 6 weeks with that Mercury in Pisces. It's been really rough. Oh my God, crazy. This came out in the monthly also. So yeah, so I had said in the monthly that this was probably the Mercury moving into Aries card, and here it is again. So you're going to find out some stuff this week. Things are going to move out of our subconscious, out of the unconscious into the physical. So be prepared to learn. That's good because now I don't have to look that one up. Be prepared to learn something new. And look at that purple there repeated again, you know. So whatever messages you get this week are going to be divinely inspired. So even if you don't like them, and you know, because information is not always positive, know that they are coming from a very high source. There's a lot of psychic energy here. You see she's like sort of shrouded in that psychic energy. So expect to get some of the stuff that's been hanging out in your psyche is going to start to come out. And this card here, this quest, is about a woman who's like trying to figure out what her path is. And she spends so much time evaluating, you know, should I do this or should I do that? Which is interesting. It's like milk and honey, you know, which one? And she doesn't realize that actually she's been on the path the whole time. So maybe that's the piece of information that you get, that the thing that you have most been searching for, the land of milk and honey, has actually been at your feet the entire time. You just have been looking at it in the wrong way. And there's a shift of perspective. Look at that card there. You see how that same image changes when you change the color? So there's going to be a shift in perspective that sort of clarifies your thinking, lets you know where you are in your journey, and that you've likely been on the road the whole time. You just haven't been looking at it in the right way. Can I have 2 more cards, please, for the week of April 12th, 2019 for Aries? And that will make sense around the full moon also, something coming to a close. I haven't looked at the Sabian yet for that. I'll do that in a separate reading. But something will come full circle. Nice. Love it when he pops out right smack in the middle, like right under our quest. It's like, what is your quest? It's to embody that. Amazing. And that's where you're moving towards, you know, that's the journey, that's the path, and you're on it. All right, I'll take it, except it's upside down. So, you know, so don't, I think this story is pretty clear. I want to just double check this. I'll do it while we're here live. But this is, you know, this is the indecision, the inability to see that she was actually on the path because she was expecting it to look differently. And this is talking about perspective shifts also, that you have, sometimes you have to turn yourself upside down to see things the right way. There's a saying that says, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. And that's the energy here. You're going to get some information that shifts your perspective, that helps you to move forward towards this ultimate goal, and helps you change the way that you've been looking at a certain problem. Now, I just want to read this over here, this milk and honey card. It says, there we go. A nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means of escape from what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly, before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted. Feeling worse than before, you may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. That's very interesting, because that was also in the monthly, is that you have to think things through before you act. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. So, okay, so don't get in your own way. And this, you know, this may not only be like addictive behaviors, the drinking, overindulging, which are very Piscean. So if you've spent a lot of this Pisces season drinking too much, drugs, feeling sorry for yourself, victim, wallowing, ruminating, now is the time to stop it. And that's probably what that shift in energy is. It's time to move away from these troubled waters and onto dry land. And it's time to take the throne and get moving on your path forward. Look at something, whatever information comes through will help you to see things in a different way. It may come from a psychic. It may come from your psyche. Whatever it is, it'll help you turn your vision around on something, and you'll see the path will become clear. The path to, you know, it leads to this healthy place. It's the problem with the land of milk and honey is that if you get too much of it, you can drown in it. So there's a healthy dose of, and it's nice because there's this kind of like swirl that picks up over here. So you're on a path to happiness. Just be careful of overindulgence, of self-destructive behaviors, of, I want to say procrastination. Most people don't recognize it, but procrastination is an addictive behavior and is a self-destructive behavior. It's a fear of success. It's a fear of achieving one's dreams, because we're afraid that, on one hand, we're afraid to fail, because it's like if you've dreamed of doing something and then you do it and you fail, then you have no dreams left. So have many dreams. Also, what is failing? And if you fail the first time, it doesn't mean you can't try it again. Procrastination is also, so it's not only fear of failure, it's also fear of success, because actually our brains get very comfortable in the situations that they are in. Our brains do not like to change. And so the idea of success brings with it newness, difference. How much is my life going to change? Am I going to have more money? Am I going to have less time? Am I going to have to travel more? And so the fear of altering your life in ways that are concrete will actually keep you from achieving your own success. And so that we tend to procrastinate. How do we procrastinate? We find a million reasons to not do what we know we have to do. We spend hours on Facebook. Well, probably not Facebook anymore because their usage is dramatically down, but on social media, or shopping, or just inventing problems that we need to solve that actually don't need to be solved. So pay attention also to those behaviors in your life, not just the substance and overeating and overindulging. Anything you do to excess that's getting in the way of you taking the step towards this magnificent place on the throne needs to be looked at differently. Okay? Hope this was helpful. I will see you for the full moon report. Take care.